That's what the alien rock nation was called to destroy 35 years ago when God called me to this work. And so unfortunately, I said the other day when I got the realization that they put an elaborate plan together to get me there to Atlanta for the Nas concert, and all of the individuals were present. All of the individuals. And then in real life, it dawned on me, their track record is anybody that I make videos for. I've made many videos for Nas. The only difference is all of the videos was positive. So if they could get Nas, they would have somebody on the inside. Once all of this goes down and they're on the outside, they have somebody on the inside. And so the other day I said, my prayer and my hope, my wish, my desire of my heart, and my prayer and my hope is that Nas and all of the other individuals that we separated from this Yo MTV rap industry and this rock and roll industry. We separated the kings and queens that we identify with. We did. Separated them. With every intention of giving them their golden scepter, crowns, and all of that. And of course, it can't be done if they're identical to the individuals that we're trying to separate them from. And I said, my wish and my hope and my prayer was that none of the kings or queens that we identified and called our own fell for the deception that they've been running on everybody else. And to safeguard and protect and make sure that there are no wolves in sheep's clothing. To guarantee the insurance policy. There's a text in Hosea 4:6. I will not punish your daughters when they commit adultery, or your daughters-in-law when they prostitute themselves, because it is the men who are the Baal shrine prostitutes. I just released production tracks and I explained to the fullest, using their so-called King of New York, Jay-Z, who also claims that he's God, just like countless other individuals from our hood. So I addressed exactly who and where that comes from. The black Egyptian pharaohs, the black Greeks, Solomon, all of that. The down low man. And gave it a title, Gay Ma'at Z Thought. So anybody that is cut from that cloth, birds of a feather flock together. Anybody. Whether we've extended an invitation or not, if you have participated in the same deeds, birds of a feather flock together. And Hosea 4:6 says, I'm not going to hold accountable the women that y'all abused. It's something called Day of Atonement. It's an annual event. So daily, the sacrifice of the lamb. The Messiah said, your sins are forgiven you. The sacrifice of the lamb was how they forgave their sins. So all he was saying is, I'm the lamb. I forgive you of your sin. You don't need to do no sacrifice. I forgive you. You brought the paralyzed man here. I see your faith. He's forgiven. Why waste your time going to the temple and I'm the lamb? You don't need the temple no more. You don't need the sacrifice no more. Your sins are forgiven. That's exactly what he just did. Ended the need for a sacrifice. But all of those daily sacrifices are all added up all year long. Then on the Day of Atonement, they transfer it. The priest goes and transfers all of the sins. From the lamb, there's an altar where they caught all of the blood. They transfer the sin from that altar to the head of the goat. And in Hosea 4:6, God was transferring the sins from the women and children being abused, the victims, to the ones inflicting the terror, the goat. And all y'all run around here identifying with the goat. In the Bible, the goat is the one that has to pay for transgression. And every year, they would transfer all of the sins to the goat, pointing forward to the Messiah coming and transferring it to the head of Satan. So men, you're held accountable, where women, because of the trauma, are being set free. And then we said, if you had no knowledge of who we are or none of this, for 7 billion of y'all around the globe, because most of the world doesn't have access to the internet. They don't have YouTube. They don't have Facebook. They don't have nothing. These third world countries around, the most of the world, it's only 300,000 people in the USA. To give you an idea. So